What's up, nerds? Welcome to Nintendo Pow Block. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Dirrig, and alongside me, as always, that beautiful chocolate face, Edward Varnell. And I missed your face.
I miss your face too, Corey. Nintendo Switch is this Friday with Breath of the Wild. I'm so excited.
I know. I'm really excited. I want to get the show back going because for those of you who don't listen to our other shows or whatever, DNA is behind me now. NGR Radio is the main show that we're doing now, and this is also going to that show. So 2 shows. Yeah. And we made a big transition, and so I wanted to make sure the foundation of that show was ready, but I also wanted to make sure that this show came back in time for Switch and Zelda and everything else Nintendo, because this is Pow Block is my Nintendo safe haven away from Matt and Todd's ridicule, and nobody likes me over there. They all make fun of me.
Yeah, I seen Todd's little message. Todd Oxford, that is a sin. A sin, I tell you.
Yeah, what did he write? He wrote, hold on, I need to get there.
Are you going to throw your Wii U in the garbage on NGR Radio? So
No.
I told him, I'm like, no, Todd Oxford, that is a sin.
Todd, we're gonna have words tonight. We are going to have words, but we're gonna talk some Nintendo. We're gonna bring the show back. We're gonna do some cool things, and Ed and I are gonna do some Let's Play and podcasts with Zelda when it comes out, and
yes,
we're gonna get that train rolling again, and it's gonna be exciting. I'm excited. You know what I'm most excited for about Zelda, Ed?
What?
Is that when we do the Let's Play and podcast, you're going to be playing the Wii U version, correct?
Correct. Yes.
And I'm going to be playing the Switch version. So we're going to be able to kind of compare on the fly with that. We're going to be able to talk about things and how things look and feel and everything. So I'm excited for that. I'm really, really excited.
Yeah, I'm trying to plan out my venture on and compare it to where you're going to start it at. Like, okay, are you going to go to the right and I go to the left, or are you going north and I'm going south? Like, just getting ready to explore. Like, how are we going to do this? It's going to be fun while still talking about other things. Probably we'll be talking a lot of Nintendo things, but we're probably just talking about everything in the video game industry, which I just can't wait to talk about.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm looking at all the Zelda stuff on GameSpot right now. It's just like I don't know if I can last 3 more days. And like they're just shoving that Horizon knife right in my side tonight and tomorrow. Like, I can't. I was like, I was having this conversation the other day where I'm like, January and February, there's nothing coming out. There's nothing really coming out except for Honor and people who are into Neo. Like that was it. But now we got Zelda, Ghost Recon, Horizon, Mass Effect. Mario Kart comes in April, and Injustice comes in May, and I'm just like, blah.
Dude, those games near also Automata, Persona 5, some Switch games. Axiom Verge is getting a physical release for Wii U, PS4, and Vita. So, people who haven't picked up that game, whenever that comes out, it's crazy just within these 3 months. And then we haven't even touched E3 and Splatoon 2 yet. We even got ready for what's coming for the rest of the year. But just in March, it's a cavalcade of top games.
I know. It's like, it's crazy because like this fall wasn't even really that crazy. And now it's like March is the new November. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. But you know what? It always happened in March that there is a buttload of games that come out that are must plays for anyone, like PC, Sony, Nintendo, like whatever console or like PC game that you are looking forward to, that they all come out. And it never happens, at a time of the years. Like in the fall, everything is spaced out. March, bam, that's where all the games are coming out.
Yeah, I just good thing is though, got everything paid off on my amiibo and Zelda and 1-2 Switch, and yeah, and they had like 2 copies left to pre-order of the Zelda Collector's Edition guide.
Wow. We haven't got our Zelda in, but I seen the amiibo for the Guardian. That thing is huge.
Is it?
It's nice though.
Yeah, it's $5 more. I just assumed it was like, because it was kind of bigger and had the opposable legs and stuff. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But since we don't have a Switch yet, unlike lots of people, what are you playing, Ed?
I just got done playing Ghost Recon Wildlands for the beta for Xbox One. It took 4.5 hours to install for a beta, and even though they only give you like 2 sections of the game, the map looks huge, but there is a lot of problems with it. It really feels like The Division and Watch Dogs 2 to make this game. Not saying that that's bad or anything, but it was a good beta test. I beat Shantae Half Genie Hero in one sitting on Wii U. Fantastic game, truly fantastic. I picked up Inside, also on PS4, and it's not meeting my expectations now, but there's still more that I need to play. Last but not least, Super Mario 3D World. I just completely enjoyed that game, played that. But The Last Guardian, it really, I've only got like 2 more hours to do. In this game, I swear, if Nintendo would have came in and worked on it with Studio Japan, it'd been better. But man, they made a fantastic Team Japan made a fantastic game, or Studio Japan, I should say. The Last Guardian is like a must play. Like I will rival it on a Nintendo system.
Yeah, I wish, like, if that game looks like it feels like a Nintendo game. I have it. I haven't started it yet. There's a lot of games I haven't started though.
Well, there's something about The Last Guardian that they got right, and if you want to talk about being connected with the players or having emotion and stuff, and Trico and the main character, you really feel like you're on that journey with them. And E3, when it was doing some of the parts on the bridge and all the slow motion catching it and everything, those really, when you play it, it makes a big impact for what you did in the game compared to just viewing it. Looks cool. Playing it is more impactful.
Yeah. I really, a lot of things that people have issues with I think are deliberate game design options. Like, you're trying to tame a wild animal, and a lot of people are frustrated that it won't do what you want it to do all the time. And like, I feel like that's one of its most defining features, is like, this is what it is. You're taming a wild animal to help you through your adventure.
Yeah. If for me personally, for that, it only really but on one part. Everything else, I was directing him and he was doing it.
Yeah. Is it one of those cases where you have to like stand in a specific place to do it, or like, or is it just? Do you think it's just the way the game is working? Because like a lot of people said they were really struggling, especially towards the beginning of the game, to get Trico to do something.
Well, it comes up like little by little. They start teaching you that you could control Trico in a certain way. Sometimes he'll go and he'll see something and do something automatically on himself. So you don't know that you could give him commands until like almost maybe 1/3 through the game. So you kind of, and it's just like actually raising a dog or any kind of pet that, you know, sometimes they do stuff on their own because you haven't started training them. And so throughout the adventure, when you learn that you could end up helping like training him doing the commands and stuff, because Chico don't trust you in for parts of the game, but he'll still follow you and protect you. So when it gets to one portion of the game, when you can start, you know, everything, that's when he come to a point that he could trust you, and now he'll follow your commands.
Nice. Yeah, I really want to get to it because I like Shadow of the Colossus and I like Eco a lot. So that's one I need to get to. Like, it's just time, and there's this whole list of games I need to play. But like I said on NGR a couple weeks ago, my new thing is that I'm going to try to not keep up with everything so much and just play games at my own pace and play the games that I'm interested in rather than like always trying to play the new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to spend more time with games, more time with less games. So that's my new goal. And The Last Guardian might be a summer game for me. Might be a summer game.
Well, I can say this, that The Last Guardian, depending on how much time you dedicated, like if you are off a full day and really want to dedicate time in it, it would probably take you 2 days to beat. Because it feels long because you're trying to figure some things out and go kind of react to stuff. But in the end, you probably could beat the game within 2 days, depending on how much you're playing. And it, like I said, it's a long game. You just got to figure out some of the things. A puzzle thing at times, but it makes the adventure more meaningful and stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna get to it, like I said, but I've been too busy with Twilight Princess. I finally beat it. Yay. I didn't go for the 20 heart quest for my Wolflink Abimo. I feel like I don't have enough time, and Horizon comes out. Well, it'll be out by the time this episode comes out, and I want to try that a little bit before Friday because this weekend is it's a big weekend. Zelda, Switch, everything.
Yes.
So but I did beat Twilight Princess, 18 hearts. I didn't realize that you could use the Zelda amiibo until the very end dungeon. And then I beat the Cave of Ordeals with like 2 hearts to go, and I was reading online and they said, "Hey, use your Zelda amiibo." And I was like, "Oh yeah." So I tapped it at the very end and it refilled all my hearts. But what I didn't realize was there's 2 more enemies hiding in the back of the one thing because I couldn't figure out why the door wasn't opening, and they both hit me. And I was like, and I was like, oh well, 17 is good enough. I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing these 40 floors again.
Wow.
So, but I'm satisfied with my 17 heart Wolflink amiibo. I cannot wait because the one thing nobody's showing in gameplay videos and stuff is like, except for that one video at E3, is the wolf pet. Like, what is it doing? I want to know where it's being used. I want to see someone use it and how well it works as a pet, as a companion.
Well, I think it's going to help you fight off enemies and stuff, and you can hurt it. So just be ready for that. Like, be mindful of what you're going to do. around your Wolf amiibo.
Yeah. But then again, I don't want to see what happens because I just want to plop it on my controller and be like, let's go. Let's do this.
I just been marveling at some of the stuff that Nintendo has been hitting at and dropping, and still don't nobody know what the game is.
I know.
So
I know. And like everybody's talking like, oh, we can only talk about the first 5 hours. Well, technically you can talk about the end of the game if you want, because you can run straight to the castle. IGN has a video of them running straight to the castle.
Yeah, but I heard it's hard. People didn't realize that. The mentality of having a sandbox and doing anything that you want being applied to the Zelda franchise, you might want to think again. You might want to build up and get strong. Because if you think that you can finish the game, and somebody will finish the game that way, and that'd be an amazing feat, it's going to be a difficult task. Me, I'm trying to find out where the heart container's at, trying to do all the little dungeons before I go to any of the main dungeons. Like the side quest stuff now is what I'm trying to do to build my link up before I go into the adventure.
Yeah. I really I'm gonna take my time with this game. I'm really like, if I have to wait a couple weeks to play Mass Effect, then I'm gonna wait a couple weeks to play Mass Effect. I'm really gonna take my time, and every minute I have of free time is going towards this game. It sounds so daunting, but at the same time, it sounds like, man, I can just go in this world and play. And I'm in that Zelda kick right now. And like, everyone's like, well, you need to limit your expectations because this changes the way you think of Zelda. And I'm excited. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Well, the thing with me is because, that works well for you. But because of me being a podcaster and writing features and stuff like that, I kind of got to juggle a lot of stuff. So like Horizon and Zelda is going to be a big thing. But I could be like, yeah, I got Horizon. I could save that for vacation. Zelda for March until, and even Mass Effect, I could say that for vacation. Zelda, to me, I kind of I have to put a time limit on myself. Like, okay, I got to Persona 5, and if I end up in, I'm just say this, if Sony do not release that update for the external hard drive, I would not be playing anything on PlayStation 4 or Zelda.
I know, I'm waiting for that update too, because I have so many games and I'm just like, I hate managing my space right now. I hate it. I hate having to delete games. And that's what I'm so excited about for Switch is like, you just put the cartridge in and there's no install, there's no updates, there's no anything. I mean, there's going to be patches, I'm sure, but like no install time, no waiting 2 hours for it to install on my system, no anything, man. I can just plug and go. And that even includes the system update, the day one system patch that they're doing. Like, you can download it in the background, which is so nice.
Yes.
Oh, man.
So everybody, please make sure that you get your micro SD cards. Get them now. Get them Friday. Make sure that you, even if you have to wait, put that mug in the wish list or something. Get it for a birthday gift, whatever. But make sure you have your micro SD card. Because I'll be getting mine like probably Friday. I'm probably going to order like a 64 one off of Amazon.
Yeah, I ordered a 128 just in case, I mean, I know they're going to have that hard drive support for the dock, but you can't really take that hard drive with you. So I put a 128 in case I'm taking any long trips or whatever, just to take games with me if I need them. So I'm excited. I ordered yesterday on Amazon. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. Pretty excited. I'm really excited. I'm excited that Shovel Knight and Fast Racing Remix are launch titles. I'm excited that Snipper Clips is a launch title. So I'm really hoping that they're like, hey, we have a Pro Controller for you. And I'll be like, yes. Yes. I can't wait to line
Like
up my
I
amiibo.
said, well, you need a personal hope for Friday.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Oh.
I wish it was Friday. It's only Monday. But anyways, we're going to talk about a couple news items. Nintendo Switch is launching without Virtual Console, and everybody is having a fit about it. Watch me care about Virtual Console with Zelda coming out.
Oh.
For those of you listening to the show, my face is plain. No reaction. But a lot of people are upset that it's not launching with Virtual Console. What are your thoughts, Ed?
I really don't care that's not launching with Virtual Console. There's going to be too many great games dropping on. So, some old school games that are probably already, and probably even my Wii, my new 3DS. So I would rather just get all the new games and some nitty games and play those. Yes, we do have Breath of the Wild, but there's going to be Has Been Heroes. There's going to be Iron Setsuna. There's going to be Stand, Summerman. Like there's going to be other games that you can play on the Switch digitally or physical copy that takes precedence over the eShop games. Maybe and later down on the line, maybe with like that following Thursday, you might get some eShop games for the Switch.
Yeah, here's my thing. I've been waiting for Zelda since 2014. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to be playing Zelda. And if it takes them a little bit to put Virtual Console on the Switch, if it takes them a little bit of time to get it right, nice and organized for me, and if they figure out a transfer system from Wii U to Switch or the account-based thing, or, if they're trying to figure that all out, that's fine. I don't need Virtual Console on day one. I would like it eventually. I would like it in the first 6 months, I think, if they're trying to get this out, like looking at it from a business perspective, if they're trying to sell stuff at Christmas time in a bundle, like if they had a Mario Kart bundle or a Splatoon 2 bundle, and they're like, that's a nice box, a nice check mark to have on the back of your box when you're bundling something, say, hey, play all the old games too. And like, yeah, it'll be cool. And like, it'll be a cool direct announcement, I'm sure, to have Virtual Console explained to us in this new way. And yeah, I want to take games on the go. I want to take some N64 and GameCube games, but I don't need it right now. I'm going to have Zelda. I'm going to have Snipper Clips. I'm going to have Mario Kart Deluxe. I'm going to have Has Been Heroes. It's I don't need it right now. And I don't understand why people are freaking out, because A, if you didn't buy those games, where are you getting all this money to buy all the Virtual Console games anyway?
Right.
Second, like, it's not necessary right now. It's just not. Nintendo's trying to get, I feel like Nintendo's trying to take it slow with this console, trying to get it right. They got the console right. They got Zelda right, from what I'm hearing. The system works, except for, those stories that are coming out about that left Joy-Con desyncing and then resyncing for a second or two, which I don't really care about right now. But, the console looks great. The feature, that's main selling feature, is great. Just give me something that works out of the box. And, Xbox 360, when that launched, it didn't have everything that it has now.
Right.
PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 didn't have everything that it has now. Xbox One looks way different than when it launched. So, like, give it time. I don't want to be negative on the show, and I'm trying to, like, look at this from all perspectives. I don't think it needs Virtual Console on day one, and I don't think anybody is going to pass up Zelda if they're buying a Switch to say, "Oh, I want to play Mario Kart with my friends, Mario Kart 64."
Right.
So,
And if you want to play Mario Kart, there's Mario Kart 8 on Wii U, and then the deluxe version comes out next month. Like why? If y'all got upset about Netflix not being on the Switch,
I know.
and you got it on like multiple consoles, what is the eShop not being on the Switch going to do for it? Like, is that going to make me like, okay, now the Switch is the best system because it got something that I could still do on my old systems?
Yeah. Like, what people were freaking out that Netflix wasn't on the system. Like, well, you're not going to watch it in the car. Like, and if you bought a Switch, like if you're going to be playing your Switch, you can watch Netflix on your PS4, or Xbox One, or Wii U, or PC, or Apple TV, or Roku box, or whatever. You know, there's 9,000 other devices that have Netflix.
The computer that you're using right now to watch this show, you could watch Netflix on.
I know. Please finish watching this episode, and then you can go watch.
Yes.
Like, subscribe, and share. But yeah, so that's I don't really care about or it missing features on launch day. It's just something else the internet likes to complain about. So next topic before I get real sad at the internet. There's been a few launch day a few launch titles added to the list of launch titles. We're getting Shovel Knight snipper clips and Fast Racing RMX, along with I Am Setsuna and the Human Resource Machine and World of Goo and Little Infernos. So some eShop titles there for you to snack on while you're taking a break from Zelda. Although I don't know why you would take a break from Zelda, because you're weird. But so I think it's cool. Finally, Shovel Knight, I can take it on the go. Just kidding. I have it on Vita and 3DS. But
right.
I haven't played any of the expansions yet, so that'll be a good way for me to break in Switch while I'm laying in bed.
I still need to beat Shovel Knight.
Ed, you're making me sad.
Well, I have it on 3DS and I have it on Wii U. I'm at the last part on the Wii U version, so I just need to pick it up and play. I got distracted by other games. I'm sorry.
I know, it's okay.
The Bayonetta
I haven't.
That was it.
I wonder what kind of GameCube or Wii U ports they're gonna to give us, because I really would like Bayonetta 2 or some of those other Wii U games that some people didn't play. But Fast RMX is one of the games that I'm really excited for, because I did not play Fast Racing Neo on Wii U.
Yes, I need to get that.
That game looks really exciting.
Yeah, it's 1080p at 60 frames per second. I haven't seen it. I think I've seen a little bit in action, but I need to like rewatch it and just be like, oh my goodness, this game looked marvelous. What I didn't know that this was the third iteration of it, because I didn't know
really?
that it came to WiiWare. Yeah, so there's Fast Racing League that came to WiiWare. Neo was Wii U, and then Fast Racing Remix is Switch. And so I didn't know that it came to WiiWare. Like I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, now I missed two versions of that game. Taking it ahead, now I'm sad. Huh. You know what they should do? They should put GameCube games on Switch and give me some F-Zero GX from GameCube.
Everybody wants that. And I think literally everybody wants that, because once that drop on Switch, if that game drops on Switch, everybody who is watching this, when you beg Nintendo to release something, you need to go and support it when they release it. So when this game drops, you need to it needs to be at least, I would say, a 90% attach rate to the Switch. It needs to be, so Nintendo could be like, oh, you guys really are into the F-Zero games. Well, maybe we need to bring that series back.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I feel like Nintendo has held some of their franchises off Wii U for a while, just because they could see that that system wasn't selling as great as they hoped it would. And I'm really hoping for F-Zero. I'm really hoping for Metroid. I'm really hoping for some of those games that they've been holding on to. And I'm happy we got Star Fox, but at the same time, like, I don't think that that Star Fox game was as good as it could have been. Uh, I I understand what they're trying to go for with the gamepad controls and stuff like that. I think maybe Star Fox would benefit from what they're doing with Breath of the Wild, changing the format, changing the how you approach a Star Fox game. I think a lot of their franchises could benefit from that, and Star Fox could be one of them. And they did that. I mean, they did that with Metroid, and so many people love Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
And oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Corey.
I was just saying, like, we see what Breath of the Wild is doing with Zelda, and that got me thinking about a lot of franchises that could use that kind of facelift, to bring it up to a more contemporary game. Star Fox would benefit. F-Zero, I think, is kind of, you see what Wipeout and Fast Racing are doing. I think, F-Zero could do that.
Yeah. And I know Nintendo have said that, they're not a company that just want to put something out just to satisfy fans. They really want to put some research development into it to make the game that they're going to think is going to be fun for players. And sometimes it may not work, for us. It might not be grasp that gameplay thing. It might not like it. We'll go back to the old. Sometimes we just gotta really try things and try to learn it. And I think with the F-Zero series, because we have made Mario Kart so successful, they're kind of debating of should they go on to that, because F-Zero is for hardcore gamers, really truly committed gamers who know that series in and out. And so they fear that it might not sell well. But like I said, when F-Zero GX drop, or if it drops, we have, as gamers, have to go and purchase it so we can show Nintendo that we are able to handle and make F-Zero successful the same way we make Mario Kart successful.
Yeah. I think they could benefit with F-Zero pushing it like Mario Kart. I feel like Mario Kart, as great as Mario Kart 8 is, that is definitely a family-friendly game. It's definitely a, play with your friends, your parents, non-gamers. I feel like if they took an approach similar to what, Sony kind of does with Gran Turismo, or not to that extent, but like make it a hardcore player racer.
Yes.
With a cool art style and let you customize your vehicles how you want. Take that style approach with this while keeping the feel of old F-Zero. I think they could do something with this franchise. I think that would be a cool way, because you'd have the arcadey racer, and you'd have the, I don't want to say sim racer, but more hardcore racer with F-Zero.
Yeah.
And then if you want,
and it's not in fast racing series. It's not challenging that. Both of them work together on a system, and people could get something out of it. So Gran Turismo, I think, and Forza were trying to compete with each other. And that became the problem between the series. So that's why Gran Turismo don't feel the way that it should feel. Like, Gran Turismo needs to stand out on its own and not compete. Forza already got sim racing locked down, but only for Xbox users. Sony just needs to make Gran Turismo, make it feel like a Sony game that belongs on the system and the driving, that you're ready to play. Because you can't put Gran Turismo to F-Zero. F-Zero would defeat Gran Turismo. So I think with Nintendo, when they do, hopefully they bring back the F-Zero system. Actually, me and Larry was talking about it that Sega making the next F-Zero game. I was thinking of Namco Bandai, but he thinks Sega should do it.
I think Sega could do it too, because they already have experience with F-Zero. They did the 2 arcade cabinets. They did, I think they did the GameCube version. So, I think they have a good grasp on what the series feels like, and with I think Sega's making better decisions. Going forward, you look at Sonic Mania, like that game looks great.
Yes.
All the stuff they're doing with Atlas is great. Their racing games are awesome. I thought Sonic Racing Transformed was an awesome racing game before, we got Mario Kart 8 and just blew it out of the water. But, for what it's worth, if you're looking for another kart racer, Sonic Racing Transformed is awesome. And the Wii U version has Wreck-It Ralph in it, which makes me really happy.
Yeah, and I think Sega could actually be on track. Like I feel like right now, even though the Yakuza series is a big deal for Sega, for Sony, that series could stay on PlayStation. I think Sega needs to really work more with Nintendo and get more of their product out. And it could be smaller the games like Sonic Mania, but help Sega make more money, get them back in the black. And I think the Switch could do that for them.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of franchises Sega has could fit on Switch. We haven't seen a Phantasy Star game in a while. I know Nintendo has, but if you made another Phantasy Star like the Dreamcast games, or even if you did an RPG in the style of Dragon Age with aliens or something, like it would be, there's a way to do that. Yes. And I feel like Phantasy Star would fit on Nintendo. Sonic is self-explanatory. I think you could do something cool. I know a lot of people don't really like Alter Beast, but the one for when they remade it for PlayStation 3 had some cool ideas in it.
But the execution was bad.
Yeah, the execution was terrible. But I feel like they could do something with that franchise to make it fit on Switch. I think Sega has a lot of properties. I think something like Persona would fit well. I know we're getting a Shin Megami Tensei something, but I don't know why they wouldn't just put Persona 5 on Switch. I feel like it could fit just fine on that platform, unless Sony has some kind of deal with them.
They probably have a deal because the main series of Persona sells better on the Sony system, but the side games for Atlas have always been on the 3DS, and that has made them more visible and have made them more money to help support the console games. So yeah, but and I think because fit well for either like a Nintendo console. The DS though, is because it's wide range. It's more personal on 3DS than it is for for their big console thing, where Sony gamers are more adult, so they can handle the content that's in a regular Persona game.
Yeah. I think if Sony took the approach that Square Enix does when they approach the Nintendo systems, Bravely Default and Bravely Second are huge games for them. Mm-hmm. I think if they took that style of approach where they take a little bit of a risk and make something exclusive for Switch that I think Nintendo fans would appreciate, because most people buying the Switch are going to be hardcore Nintendo fans, and they appreciate a different style of game than most gamers do. You get similar titles like Zelda is going to be compared to Horizon. It's going to happen. But I feel like a lot of Nintendo fans appreciate a different style of game than a lot of other gamers. And I feel like Sega could appeal to that gamer. Sony appeals to that gamer, with
I,
the Japanese releases.
I think Sega needs to study Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah.
Study
Yeah.
that, and maybe make another Fantasy Star Online using those kind of ideas, or do the ISS and make Fantasy Star 5 and make it small just like that, and make it feel like an indie title. Charge $40 for it, or even $50, and get those gamers who missed the series. People here in America want our game. They're crying out for it. So Switch would be the good thing to definitely take it on the go. I mean, it'll be, I don't want to say a time waster, but I think they will do wonderful. They don't have to make it big or huge or very grandiose. Just make it a nice art style, put it on Switch, and watch the money roll in.
Yeah, and like it doesn't even have to be like a quote softer art style, because I'm reading some of the stuff on the Switch. They're the way it's set up can make it it doesn't have as much RAM as the Xbox One, but it's using a better type of RAM than Xbox One, and the GPU clock speeds up by 25% when it's in the dock. So like you could have a game comparable to a launch Xbox One title and be perfectly fine.
Right.
It's all about, right now it's all about, for Nintendo, selling the system to the people who appreciate a different style of game, and there's a lot of companies that are taking advantage of that, and Sega could totally do that with Atlas and stuff.
And I think a lot of developers who are be like, it's like a lot of people don't care for your old games being ported to the system. They care to see something new that hasn't been announced or played for. Because if people really cared about your game, they would have already brought it on that other system.
Yeah, for sure.
I am Setsuna, and I'm not trying to knock that game. I'm glad that it came from PlayStation 4, but I don't know how well that does to take that game on the go, hear that wonderful soundtrack on your headset on the go. Maybe it's something that's going to help you relax with a stressful day at work. Game that probably with Nintendo console.
Yeah, I'm excited. I waited on I Am Setsuna, and when I heard it was coming to Switch, I'm like, yeah, that's a perfect little game to come to Switch and break up some Zelda. So I will be getting that eventually. Well,
I think before we go, I think a lot of Western third companies are going to miss out. They might support the Switch at the beginning and then take their step. But I think if indie and Japanese companies support the Switch, and we as Americans are buying more games on the Switch, I think they're, and if not, and they continue on the other two systems and those products fail, it's going to be a game changer for this generation.
Yeah, I mean, you look at people saying how awesome the system is, and like, you have Kojima saying that this is a game changer in terms of what gaming can do. He's you see Suda51 saying he can't wait to dive in, and how easy the system is to develop for. And if they're using proprietary engines saying that, imagine what someone using Unreal Engine can do. That's easily ported to this system, or Unity, or even Frostbite.
Right. And for everybody who's listening to this and watching this, it supports Unreal Engine 4.15. So it is using the current Unreal Engine, I believe. So those games should be able to work on the Switch. We'll definitely see what happens with Unity. I do want to see if Square Enix very own engine can work on Switch. That would be interesting. But if not, I'm fine with small games like Iron Setsuna being on the system.
Mm-hmm. The first real test, I think, is going to be a major third party game like something like Tomb Raider or Batman or Deus Ex, and those types of games are going to be the first real tests to say, look, this is what the system can do outside of Nintendo and indies. This is what gamers want on the go. Here it is. Like, I think they need something like Tomb Raider to come to the system to show other companies what they can do, you know. So
Right.
Because I love the idea of the Switch. I want to be able to take Rise of the Tomb Raider on the go. That's the one game I've been thinking of this whole time. Like, somebody asked me, what games do you hope come to the Switch besides Nintendo games? I'm like, I really want Rise of the Tomb Raider on the go. Like, I really want another Tomb Raider game on the go. And if like Square Enix, I feel like could totally port that game.
Hey, this is the time for Square Enix and that Marvel universe to come to the Switch. If you guys made this a big deal for now it's time to come through on the Switch. Because I'm like, you're gonna have younger gamers who are gonna go see these movies and stuff. And if they know that's gangs and universe, it'll sell on the Switch than it will on anything else. I think kids are ready to move beyond Legos.
Yeah, if I could like get these games on a Switch, I'd be like, yeah, I would totally play, like, you know, Avengers, whatever, on the Switch.
Right.
You know, yeah, I'm excited. And, you know, I'm thinking about delaying Thursday's episode till Friday so we can get a hands-on impression of Zelda, hands-on impressions of the Switch itself. You know, I really want to put the show out twice a week again. Got to get on that schedule again. Ed, you know, the whole transition thing and everything that's been going on. But
yes, I do.
I really want to get this show back. I want this to be. I want the show to be as good and as popular as NGR. You know, so this is the calm before the storm, Ed. That's all I can say. So I feel like maybe Friday we should record an episode.
Okay.
And that episode will just be late, but then we'll return to our Monday, Thursday format.
Yay.
So I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this week's or today's Pow Block. Man,
yes.
I stayed up late playing Twilight Princess last night, and I played a little bit this morning, and then I played a little bit when I got home, and I beat it, and I'm just like, you know, that's how I feel. But this is coming back. Ed and I will be here, joined by various guests. So I'm so excited. Ed, I'm excited. I'm sorry we haven't talked in a while. I'm sorry we haven't gotten the show out in a while.
That's okay, Corey.
But man.
The Switch! Can't wait. I'm so hyped, dude.
I know. Oh, I'm so hyped. Ed, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at that retrocode. You can also find me on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and the Numbers Radio Network.podbean.com. I do a show called Optional Opinions. So you guys can check that out. And I also do my other podcast, the World 101 podcast with Larry Giver and Adrian Nieto. You guys can find that at shoutsengine.com and on iTunes. And you can follow us on Facebook at World 101 Podcast at Facebook.com, forum at Facebook.com. I am having a new optional opinion going up this week, and I have 2 episodes that you guys are going to. So do check them out. One is dropping Wednesday and one is dropping Friday, or 2 of them is dropping Friday. So I cannot wait for you guys to check them out. Join me if you still have your week. If you still have your week, you can find me at Optional all capital letters and one and all connected together. It's just optional opinion. You guys can friend me there.
Yes. All right. You can find me at Corey and HD on Instagram, Corey Hudson and HD on Twitter. You can find me floating around Facebook somewhere in the NGR Radio Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/NGR Radio Podcast. This show will also be featured in that group. Bringing it all together. We're bringing it home.
Oh, and sorry, everybody. I will be presenting some writings for NGR Radio. So there, that is coming soon because I do want to dive in on some good topics before Switch come out. So be prepared for that.
Yeah. And this show will also now be available on ngrradio.com and on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, your favorite podcast services. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Ed, I'm so excited.
Yay.
This week is going to be great. I'm sure we will have words in our Facebook chat about
yes.
I'm going to do a better job of getting talking. Yes. All right. Get me out of here. All right. Thank you so much for watching. And until Friday, we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody. 1, 2, switch.